to, quite frankly, an embarrassing level. I was at a 2-hour music recital, different groups of kids up there at a big facility today, and I was sitting there, except when my kids came out, listening to law tapes for 2 hours because I can't help it. I cannot sit there and watch people dance for 2 hours. I had to listen to law tapes while I was there. And I'm not bragging. It's just that it freaks me out to be absolutely confirmed in all of this. I mean, it is devastating how much danger we're in. And then people are like, wow, the IRS is intimidating people. I guess we are in trouble. Man, if you knew how much trouble we're in, we would fix this very quickly. Where is your common sense? Gazelles run from lions. Deer in the forest of northern India, run from the Bengal tiger. I mean, just at least run from it. But running from it doesn't mean crouching. Does a gazelle to a lion get in front of it and grovel? And then the lion is nice to them? That's what you're doing. I mean, if you want to run from this, I would respect that more. Out of the fire into the frying pan. Other countries are under the same tyranny as well. I would respect it more. But just the groveling and I'll get ahead toadying, you have empowered this. And man, I watched over the last 7 years where they've been changing laws and regulations that have already been taken. They've already spent all the federal pension funds. They're now paying for it with treasury notes and totally worthless garbage. I mean, folks, there's no way. I sat there this morning after I had swum some laps at a swimming pool in Austin. And I laid there and listened to a group of school teachers talk about how they couldn't pay their bills with what they were paid and how the government owed them more. And there was more money and how these people are out of work in their family who don't work for the government, but it'll be okay. And I'm sitting there going, hey, we've been signed on to $2 quadrillion in fake derivatives debts. That's, let's be honest. I mean, let's be conservative. I don't know what, it's like 30, 40, 50 times all the wealth in all the world. Some estimates are over 100 times. But let's just say it's a lot more than we can pay back and it isn't our debt. We've got a $17 trillion debt ourselves. The domestic product is at $17 trillion a year. Our credit rating is being lowered. And this was all done by design. I had economists on, like George Humphrey, former Austin City Council member, but that's not why I'm impressed by him. He's a successful businessman who owns stuff all over the world, lives all over the world. I'm not going to even get into how much money he's probably worth. So busy he can't even come on this show, living all over the world. And I remember interviewing him in 1998, and he laid out everything was going to happen. Derivatives, the quadrillion, the whole plan, the plan to implode us, and it all happened. Ron Paul, same thing, all happened. And I'm sitting here loving this country and loving freedom and going into debt bondage, and I see the childlike public having no idea how much trouble we're in. I want to go to a bunch of clips when we got guests coming up. Adam Kokesh has been arrested. The guy that called for an armed, peaceful march on Washington to exercise the Second Amendment and civil disobedience. But let's go to some of these clips. Here's Obama saying, don't worry about tyranny. And then I'll get to the new clips. Here is Obama saying, don't worry about tyranny, when that's 180 degrees from what the founders said. Here it is.
Unfortunately, you've grown up hearing voices that incessantly warn of government as nothing more than some separate, sinister entity that's at the root of all our problems. Some of these same voices also do their best to gum up the works. They'll warn that tyranny is always lurking just around the corner. You should reject these voices.
All right, that's enough. Tyranny's always lurking around the corner. Hell, it's in our lap right now, and it's crushing us. It weighs like 5,000 pounds. I want it off my back. Now, let's go to a clip. The whole clip's up on Infowars.com because it's incredible. And it's Bill Maher and it's Michael Moore. We're going to analyze it and critique it here. And they're saying it's treason to try to repeal Obamacare and have 37 different House members introduce bills. That's their right as elected representatives of the people to try to repeal that unconstitutional monstrosity written by foreign insurance companies that have doubled the rates to rape people. And they lie on the show and say it's lowered rates, like their audience is idiots. Then Michael Moore goes, it doesn't matter. The conservatives have been defeated. Look at the demographics. The demographics of people from countries that have no freedom, that think the government's their friend. They don't think that. They're thinking short term. I mean, demographics, the Republicans aren't going to save us. Their establishment as well at the highest levels. But the Tea Party type people, that's who all of them are after. So let's go to this disgusting clip where Michael Moore says America doesn't want guns. Here it is.
What about trying to repeal it for the 37th time? Is that a wise use of our resources and time? I mean, it's at some point obstruction becomes, I don't know, treason. You know, I mean, they've also blocked Obama's
shipping
head
guns.
Of the EPA. There's no
shipping guns to Mexico to blame the Second Amendment as treason.
You know, at some point, it just becomes more about hating him than loving your country.
No,
Hit pause.
I hate America.
Hit pause.
That's really what it is.
It's hating America. I'm going to play the rest when we come back and then go to our guest. It's hating America. Let me tell you something. If we had a black president that was like Ron Paul, I would wash his feet. I could. What makes me mad is I really don't care what color you are. The problem is they now attach in the media what color you are is what you're supposedly to stand for. Like, oh, owning guns and owning your own property and running your own life, that's an old white guy thing. You know, we're the winning team. We're the Hispanics and the black people, and we like Che Guevara and communism. And I'm like, do you know what communism produces? It's not communism. It's just a group of thugs running things. I want liberty for Mexico. I want liberty for Argentina. I want liberty for Nigeria. In my heart, I have goodwill. But I also know if they don't have liberty, I'm not going to have it intellectually. We're going to come back to the disgusting demon. Can't even say his name, Michael Moore. It certainly is, my friends. Briefly here, we are expanding our news gathering operation, getting more reporters, producing films. We have the nightly news, weeknights, 7 o'clock Central, InfoWarsNews.com or PrisonPlanet.tv. And we are just going 110% in the face of tyranny because we have a chance of really hitting flashpoint, jump point, and waking this country and the world up. And as America goes, so goes the rest of the world. They used to say, as Texas goes, so goes the nation. Well, as Texas goes, so goes America. And as America goes, so goes the world. Because we're not perfect, but compared to other countries, we've had a bigger share of freedom, and that's why we've been so successful. 5% of the world's population had half the wealth. Bring in collectivism, we're now about 30% of the world's wealth in just 20 years. We need to reverse that now. And we sell the very best books, videos, T-shirts, documentaries, pro-Second Amendment info, you name it, InfoWarsStore.com. We have The Keep or Not to Keep, written by Pastor Chuck Baldwin and Tim Baldwin, this constitutional lawyer's son. Very powerful book to give anti-gun preachers that are being brainwashed. We have the pro-gun come and take it T-shirts. We have Richard Belzer's new book, Hit List. We have all the books on vaccines and how deadly they are. Just I don't know, it's got to be 1,000 items. Shortwave radios, the lowest prices. And Pro Pure water filters, the best. It's what I use, what I researched, and I went out and got as a sponsor. The best stainless steel gravity-fed filters anywhere. The lowest price, 10% off with promo code WATER. Promo code WATER at InfoWarsStore.com. Or when you call the toll-free number, tell them that you get 10% off all the water filtration, but also the Life Straw, the Pro Pure, you name it. 888-253-3139. And we get our message of liberty out the old-fashioned way. We sell and promote things we believe in, and if you believe in our message and our products, you voluntarily buy them and fund us. We're not the IRS taking it and giving it to the private Federal Reserve or MSNBC and stimulus money to then come out and attack the family and the Second Amendment. So vote with your dollars today, InfoWarsStore.com, and vote with your mouth and your email and your Facebook and your Twitter, which you're doing. There's a reason we're reaching. I don't even want to say how many people a week. It sounds insane. The point is we're reaching a lot of people. I'm really asking for it, too, let me tell you. 888-253. Hey, nobody can say at the end of this that I didn't stand up for liberty, though. 888-253-3139. Nobody can say I kissed the devil's stinking rump, either. Anyways, 888-253-3139. Ladies and gentlemen, to support the InfoWar. And you can get 11 memberships in Operation Awakening the Sleeping Giant. 11 memberships for $5.95 a month. That's each month. That's 55 cents per person. One membership can be used by 11 people simultaneously to see the nightly news, all the films, download them, see the video of the radio show. If you're not a member of PrisonPlanet.tv, what is keeping you? And if you are a member, what's keeping you from giving gift cards with a username passcode you can share with everybody? PrisonPlanet.tv. All right, that's enough. Boom. Just mid-air refueling and the expansion of the operation here. I want to play these clips and go to our guest on this. And then Adam Kokesh locked up. He's at a marijuana legalization rally. Whether you support that or not, only 6% of Americans say lock up marijuana smokers. He was arrested. They singled him out because he's a pro-Second Amendment guy. We're going to break that down with our guest, his producers, here in a moment from their TV studio. But first off, let's finish this clip of Michael Moore, the host of the show, had just said there on Bill Maher's program that it's treason to not do what Obama wants. And then Moore says, we hate America because we don't want to just bring in 30 million people and give them free welfare and bankrupt the country and hand in our guns. And then he says Americans want to not have guns. In fake polls they've got. They've sold hundreds of millions of guns the last few years. Everybody's getting into guns. You're losing the culture war, scum. So they declare they're winning it in a giant hoax. Here it is.
No, they hate America.
You hate America, you piece of crap.
Yeah, I think these conservatives and right-wingers really, for as much as they say they love this country, they hate it. They hate the government.
Back it up again. Man, you read the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, Constitution. It sounds like Alex Jones and Ron Paul. Okay? Not you. You read what the Soviets and the Nazis did politically. It sounds like you, Pig Morris, whatever you want to call it. I mean, you make me sick what a liar you are. Just the outrageousness of an anti-American piece of crap like you. Excuse me. I'm trying to control myself. You know, yeah, his bodyguards. It's on video back in 2004. He's out the street in New York. I go up, talk to him. I'm like 10 feet away. They elbow me. I elbow the guy right back. They like groan and backed off. I'm like, yeah, you think I'm one of these people? You're going to punch me and not get it back, you scum? That guy's got 6 bodyguards with guns, but he doesn't think you have a right to own them. It's a piece of trash. Let's go back to the liar. Go back to him.
No, they hate America. That's really what it is.
Hate you.
Yeah, I think these conservatives and right-wingers really, for as much as they say they love this country, they hate it. They hate the government. I hate
globalists like you who have taken it over.
Aren't they?
No, well, it shouldn't be. The government's supposed to be of, by, and for the people, right?
But it's not.
So why is the government...
But it persecutes people with tax records, you piece of trash.
It does, Mike. It got taken over by a Kenyan socialist. That's why. That's why we need our guns.
From Cincinnati.
Yeah, we might have to take over the government.
Yeah. Listen, here's the good news. I'm not as depressed about this.
It's all lies. We're going to our guest. It's all lies. Obama has 7 czars that have quoted Mao Zedong. That's the biggest mass murder in history. I mean, it's these creepy, weirdo authoritarians who just said it's tyranny not to do what they want, but that they're not tyrannical, that it's treason not to do what they want. And then he's such a liar. They later say the health care law is cutting health care costs in half when it's doubled it. That's even the White House admits it. They just think you're stupid. They're not liberals. I'm a real liberal, folks. If we want to use a Thomas Jefferson term. Yeah, I'm an extreme right-winger nowadays because all the terms are scrambled. Let's go back to this piece of trash. Let's go back to the clip here of Michael Moore.
No, they hate America. That's really what it is.
They hate America.
Yeah, I think these conservatives and right-wingers really, for as much as they say they love this country, they hate it. They hate the government. They hate people.
But those are 2 different things, aren't they?
No. Well, it shouldn't be. The government's supposed to be of, by, and for the people, right?
That's the line. So Obama's like, don't worry about the government. It's the people. There's no tyranny.
It does, Mike. It got taken over by a Kenyan socialist. That's why. That's why we need our guns.
From Cincinnati.
He has a southern accent. He's a bigot.
Yeah.
He's a bigot.
Listen, here's the good news.
That piece of trash thinks he's better than everybody.
You are, because as all the polls show, the next generation coming up, they don't agree with any of this nonsense.
And they got 5 times the cancer rate. You've done a good job on them.
To young people.
They're totally brain damaged.
They're not bigots. They're not haters. 81% of young adults support gay marriage. They support legalization.
Less religious?
Yes.
Oh, it's Obama arresting all the pot smokers. I can't hear any more of it. Shut it down. All right, I'm going to our guest. I appreciate him holding. We're going to break here in a minute or two. But joining us are Lucas Jewell and one of the other hosts there of the show. Pardon me?
Darrell Young.
We're just going to go to you after the break. We're going to go to you after the break that way. Because I didn't know we were going to have 2 guests on, and that's great, but I'm going to get these names straight on a piece of paper when I come back after this break. We're going to find out exactly what has gone on with Adam Kokesh, again, who is a talk show host, been a frequent guest of the show. I don't cheerlead him having an armed march on Washington because I know they're going to try to set something up, and I know how the media will spin it, but I also understand their right to have an armed march on Washington when the Supreme Court has ruled their anti-gun laws are unconstitutional there inside of D.C. So it's civil disobedience. Now, the police chief said famously a week ago, I'll arrest Kokesh and these people. We will allow protesting, which is civil disobedience, but we won't allow people with guns. Only the government can have guns. Civil disobedience is violating a law that's unconstitutional. You're violating the law, arresting peaceful protesters in D.C. all the time and not allowing it. So she's like, I'll allow unarmed protesters, which you don't normally do because you're a color of law thug. But you won't allow other people to do that. So, again, they just think everybody's stupid. Civil disobedience was black people saying, I'm not going to sit at the lunch counter, at the black restaurant only. And there's not even, or the black bathroom when it doesn't exist. That's the parking lot. I'm going to come into the so-called white restaurants, and I'm going to order food at lunch, which was against the law, or I'm going to sit at the front of the bus. All right, final segment. I appreciate our guests joining us for the Adam versus the Man radio TV show. Only 6% of Americans think marijuana possession should be punished with jail time. A new Reason Roop poll put out by Reason magazine found. And look, I'm not a big marijuana guy. I know George Soros promotes it because he wants to dumb the public down. It's kind of one of the few liberal things actual, establishment people can push. It's like, yeah, gay marriage, have your marijuana. But libertarians have been saying decriminalize it forever because it's just used to put peaceful people in prison. Now, you know who Adam Kokesh is, a lot of you. He's a talk show host who said he's going to have an armed march peacefully on D.C. as, like I just said, like black people sitting at the front of the bus saying, I'm not going to sit at the back of the bus. If the Supreme Court said you can have loaded rifles in D.C., why can't we march 5 years later after that with the rifles? Others have said this will be used to provocateur and start some type of big event. I don't think the establishment wants that to happen. But I did warn Kokesh on and off air. I said, they're going to come after you. Now, he was in another city doing a marijuana demonstration, and they singled him out and tackled him and arrested him. And now to tell us what they're charging him with, what's happening, here it is. Philadelphia police arrest marijuana activist at peaceful demonstration. And joining us are Lucas Jewell, his producer, and his podcast producer, Darrell Young. Gentlemen, you've got the floor for the balance of this segment. I appreciate you coming on. Looks to me on the video that they singled him out. What happened there?
Thank you for having us, brother. Now, for starters, this is our 5th rally that we had for Smoke Down. So for them to come and attack us now, there had to have been a reason. But we originally arrived in Philadelphia for our end of Fed rally, which started about 12 o'clock. So as us arriving in Philadelphia early, we noticed by the Liberty Bell, where we normally host these Smoke Down rallies, that they had a fence gate around the area where we normally stand and promote our peaceful Smoke Down rally. And early in the day, there was massive police there. And I guess there was an officer that had how should I phrase it, like a stack of paperwork. So my assumption is, hey, are those paperwork of people that they're going to be looking for in advance? Because we had never seen this area gated off as it was that day. So we walked around, asked all of the hosts of the event, did they request this gate to be surrounded the area? Nobody had any information.
No, they put it up as a non-escape thing for their prey.
Yes, sir. And on the gate, it did state this area is for a rally for people that's going to be smoking a controlled substance. And nobody that hosted the event knew any information about this gate. So from the beginning, this seemed real fishy. So we had a meeting about 1 or 2 o'clock, just discussing if we was to get arrested, what would be our game plan and how do we go about, I guess, regrouping and making sure that everybody's okay. So as the event started, as we normally do, we light up about 4:20. Adam did not smoke anything. All of a sudden, they came and grabbed Adam and our brother N.A. Poe from the Panic Hour for no reason. They arrested other people for smoking, but Adam did not smoke anything. For anybody that's been following or watching Adam, they know the reason why they picked him up. They have not provided any information on why they detained him. He was picked up by park rangers, brought to a police station. When we went to police station, they said they have no information to provide to us. That's just a holding cell. We went to the Fed building. Our assumption is that the federal agents have him. We have no information on his whereabouts. He has not contacted us.
Oh, my God. I would have gone to you earlier in the first of the show if I'd have known this. My goodness, he's disappeared. This is breaking news.
Alex, we have not made contact with Adam, but we do know where he's at. It's public information. It's on the internet.
Okay.
But we have not been able to make contact. Supposedly, N.A. Poe, who was also arrested, has been able to make contact through a lawyer.
Sure, well, they weren't using the opium the government ships in on C-130s publicly or the cocaine they ship in on the major bank aircraft that Bloomberg reports on. So that's the reason they hate pot is it doesn't kill you like the other drugs and they don't control it. But tell us where he is for people that may want to get in contact.
I don't have the exact address, but there is a federal jail located about a block or two away from the Liberty Bell Independence Hall.
I apologize. 700 and Arch Street will be the address to the jail that he's referring to.
Yeah, but see, I saw that in your Facebook yesterday. We had an article on Infowars.com. This is a big deal that it's a local state marijuana law and he's in a federal jail. This is huge, man. And that's why this is a big deal, just the fact that the feds come in and grab him. So it was the Rangers that singled him out. And now what is this I hear they're claiming he resisted? Because the video, he didn't resist our government gods.
From the video shows that he peacefully raised his arms, very civilly.
Well, that's to show that he doesn't have a weapon so they can't pop him, yeah.
Well, and also to show that he's nonviolent, you know, he's compliant. Our whole movement is about nonviolence. That's what the Liberty movement is about.
But that's why you're so evil, yeah.
Right. The whole movement is about nonviolence, and when the government tries to regulate what you can and cannot put into your own body, it's inherently violent. So law.
Yeah, but I've seen the video.
Violence.
He puts his hands up, then they tackle him acting like he's done something. I mean, I've seen him with people on the ground doing nothing, stomp their brain in, and then charge him with assault. I mean, it's such a screwed up government, man. It's like North Korea, and now he's disappeared into a federal labyrinth in Philadelphia.
Yes, sir. We also, something I just want to clarify, a lot of people on the internet are talking about the Libertarian State Senate candidate, Don DeZarn. People are claiming that he planted something on Adam or anything like that. I just want to clear his name. I spoke to him earlier. I've watched the tape, and I can confirm that he didn't plan anything on Adam. And Adam actually doesn't have any drug charges. When I spoke to the people I spoke to, I was told it was just resisting arrest and failure to process.
Yeah, sure. The video you're talking about is it looks like one of the federal police is trying to put something in his pants or grab his belt, either or. So you're saying that guy's a libertarian candidate?
No, you can see on, I don't know if we're watching the same angle, but you can see in one of the angles that it was Don DeZarn, who was actually a speaker at the event, and he was being tackled. It looked like he was maybe going to grab at him to keep his balance or something like that. But
oh, I get it. Then people thought it was a cop's hand. Okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I didn't think it looked like something was being planted by the cop either when we debated it, because it just looked like he's trying to grab his belt. Go ahead.
I just wanted to clear his name.
Yeah, we've cleared it now. That's fine. I didn't even know the guy's name. So he's in this federal jail. Correct.
And me and Darrell and members of the Adam vs. the Man team will be going to Philadelphia tomorrow. We just got back today. We're here in Virginia, and we will be organizing individuals who wish to demand Adam's release. We will be there for when they set the bail, and we will get Adam out of custody as soon as possible. And when we do, be sure to give Alex Jones and InfoWars first dibs.
Yes, please come out there and show your support, because whether or not you support Adam Cold Cash, this could be a friend of yours. This could be you that they illegally detained. We need to stand up now before it's too late, people. We need to stand up now.
Yeah, but he's saying he's going to march on D.C. He's at a, quote, federal park in Philadelphia, And then now, normally the feds would hand him over to local police if they claim something. They disappear him into a federal building when he's done nothing. This is a federal kidnapping.
Yes, sir, it is. Indeed, it is.
Yes, sir. And Alex, I just want to thank you for shedding light on this important issue.
No. Please don't thank me. Listen, we're all hanging together, hanging separate. Let's get back to this. You were there. We've seen the video. He's standing there in a suit. They come over and grab him. He puts his hands up. They throw him on the ground, and then he goes to jail. I mean, that's like Russia or something.
Yeah, also, it's kind of funny. I saw people who got arrested and then were released with citations. I saw people who were detained and then released without a citation. But I guess if you're a man demanding or calling for an armed revolt on D.C., you get a little bit of a special treatment.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, I got to say that this is really creepy because how did it start? He's just standing there? That's what we see. And they grab him? I mean,
Adam was the keynote speaker, and he was delivering the final address, and we gave the call for everyone to light up. One person had already been arrested, and all of a sudden these goons in funny costumes with shiny badges came and kidnapped our boss and friend.
Well, they take people's kids with badges. Maybe it's okay. Maybe anything government does is okay.
That's actually what the officer at the police station told us. He's an adult. Don't worry about where he's at, is what she told us, angrily yelling at us. And we're just politely trying to get information on our close friend. She said, he's an adult. Are you a lawyer? Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Well, guys, we're going to have you on for a full hour tomorrow night and take calls here because I put you, at the end of the show, and I didn't even realize that it was even worse than I thought. And see, it's kind of normal in America. Yeah, you go to a rally to speak, and you're not even smoking pot. You just disappear, and you disappear into a federal building. That's just how it is. Hey, where'd Bob go? Oh, he disappeared one time. Don't worry about it. NDAA. I want to get you guys set up to take phone calls tomorrow, and hopefully Adam will be back, but maybe he's at Guantanamo Bay. I mean, unbelievable. Infowars.com, folks. The resistance starts there. Never give up.